What's going on, fellas? So you read the title. I know why you here. You feel me? More than likely, either you relapsed or you're trying to prevent yourself from relapsing. And I'm gonna give you some tricks, some tips, you feel me, some encouragement on how you could keep the path, and even if you fell off, what to do next to get back on track. So again, this is pretty much, and if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, but this is pretty much just what to do if you relapse and pretty much how to get back on track, right? So what to do if you relapse, how to get back on track. And I'm gonna give you something that's going to speed up the recovery time so that you're increasing your testosterone, all right, in the process. So let's just jump right into it, right? First off, you gotta give yourself grace. Like, I know a lot of the times we want to beat ourselves up, like, damn, I just fucked up my 14-day streak. You know, I was 30 days, I was a week, I was 2 days, whatever journey, whatever pace you at, that's your personal experience, that's your personal pace. We all want to hit these high numbers, absolutely, I'm with that. But there's going to be times in the journey where you fuck up. It just is what it is, and that's okay. You feel me? You got to give yourself grace. But we just use these as learning experiences, okay? So we're not just gonna keep effing up and just be like, I'm gonna just keep giving myself grace. We're not doing that. You feel me? Now, you genuinely mess up, cool. But the process here is to grow. You feel me? So if you did a week, the next goal is 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? The next goal is 3. The next goal is 4. Now, keep in mind, that don't mean, oh, it's been a week, let me, cause I ain't getting, no. We're not doing that. You feel me? Oh, it's been 2 weeks. Let me, like, no. Alright? We're gonna sustain the streak as long as we possibly can. We're not really tracking the days, but get what I'm saying. If you did a week and then you fell off, alright, your next goal is to say, yo, I was strong enough to do a week. Let me see now if I can make it to 2. That's it. So give yourself grace on that. And again, the goal is to grow in increments, not overnight. It would be nice if we all could do that, but that's not going to be ideal for everybody. This is a habit, and it takes 21 days, science says, to form a new habit. So the goal is to sustain ourselves from jacking off, from watching porn, from fapping, or, you know, this is YouTube, so this might be a little explicit, but from watching porn, from beating off, from all of that, anything that's gonna stimulate you, we're reframing from it. So you feel me? We're going cold turkey. Next off, right? Next off, and I'm looking at my notes, like I said. Just observe. So what I mean by just observe, when you finish, if you relapse, observe how you feel. Truly, when you sitting there feeling guilty, I don't know, however you get down, whether you got some tissue next to you, a towel. Especially for you guys who be sitting there looking stupid with fucking juices on your stomach because you plastered all over yourself. Like, observe how you feel. The guilty parts, you know what I'm saying? The shame, the disappointment, even the relief. Observe it all, take it all in, pause. Like, just really sit there and bask in that shit and that energy. And excuse my French, because I'm passionate about this shit, so I gotta actually, this is how I articulate myself, you feel me? I'm gonna make some slang with some intelligence, you feel me? I'm gonna be using high caliber words and things of that nature that's gonna make you think, and I'm gonna also be cursing. Alright, so if that ain't for you, go find somebody else, but this is just how I talk. And for those of y'all who feel me, if it ain't for you, it's not for you. But I'm talking real shit, and this is gonna go to the people who are struggling. And I'm trying to help y'all, and as well as help myself, because we all in this together. We all trying to be a high caliber of man, the best version of ourselves. So this is just me speaking to y'all, keeping it real. This is me, you feel me? So I refrain from, you know, going crazy with it, but y'all get what I'm saying. But anyway, like I said, just observe that feeling. Once you observe that feeling, keep it in the back of your head. Remember how that feels, because most of the time we be like, damn, I messed up my streak. And it don't even be about the streak. It just be like you feel like crap after. You feel like shit. You just like, you depleted, you tired, you low on energy, you don't want to do anything, you get anti-social, and You frustrated and moody because you like, damn. Like a lot of the times when you lazy, it's because you've been jacking off. You've been releasing. You feel me? And if you're releasing, what does that mean? What does that tell you? If you're releasing, you're not gonna have the energy or the willpower to do whatever it is you need to do. And that's just facts. I'm speaking from personal experience. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, such as myself, like, I can do that a few times before my energy gets depleted, but it still will get depleted. So everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Some people, one time, they bust one time, they gotta go to sleep. Other dudes, they can maybe do 2 or 3 before they gotta go to sleep. You know, so everybody's different, but either way, you still losing energy, you still excreting energy, and that's going to affect you in the long run. You feel me? The goal is to sustain. We need all of that. We need every bit to reach our goals. You feel me? We need to keep the balls heavy, straight like that, period, right? So next, going into my next point, man. So, don't make any promises. So what I mean by don't make any promises is a lot of the times, like, when we actually go through this, and I'm looking at these people in front of me, they seeing me record right now, but when we actually are going through a active struggle in this category and you release, right after you want to promise to yourself, you want to promise to God, you want to promise to Allah, whoever you serve, you know, I will never do it again, I'm sorry, I'm gonna next time I'm gonna like I'm work that much harder. Don't make any promises. And the reason I say don't make any promises is because you don't know. It's just that simple. You don't know. Like, I can't tell you how many times I made promises to myself in the past. Yo, I'm not, never again. This was the last time. Only to turn around and weeks later, a month later, 2 months later, I'm like, in hand, I'm just like, damn. Didn't I promise myself? So cut that out. No promises. It's better to just go on about it and not think about it than to dwell on it and make this invisible promise to yourself, because if you keep doing that, basically what you're training yourself to do is basically tell yourself that your word means nothing. So if you promise yourself, yo, we not doing this no more, and then every time you do that, you continuously do it, basically you're training your subconscious, you're training yourself to think this dude is full of BS. You know, his word cannot be taken serious because he makes promises to himself constantly, and those promises are null and void. He doesn't follow them. He doesn't go by what he's telling us, because your body's listening to you whether you realize it or not. So that's step number 4, right? Don't promise yourself anything, because you do not know where life gonna take you. You feel me? I'd rather you just keep it 100 and say, hey, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. And realize that you are not truly in control, right? You gotta ask for assistance from a higher power. You know, whatever you believe in, whether it's the universe, God, whether you Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, I don't care what you are, ask for assistance from a higher power, from your guardian angels, whatever it may be. You feel me? Let's go to the next point, because I don't want to dwell on that too long, right? Next, number 5, you have to replenish. What do I mean by replenish? Replenishing is going to, so this is what I want you to do. If you just finished excreting, whether that was 2-3 days ago, whatever it may be, what I want you to do first is go get some pumpkin seeds. Why pumpkin seeds? Pumpkin seeds have a whole lot of minerals that we don't typically get. That's a great way to start your day. But ultimately, the reason I want you to get pumpkin seeds is because it boosts testosterone. It boosts testosterone, and it's going to make your semen actually come in surplus. So what I mean by that is your body's gonna start producing a lot more semen than it normally would, because pumpkin seeds have that effect on the body. You feel me? I don't know the scientific data behind it 100%, but I know for a fact that is one thing your body definitely needs if you're constantly out here excreting. Then you need Brazilian nuts. Brazilian nuts have something called selenium in them, if I'm saying that correctly. I may be butchering the name. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's called selenium. And when you pair pumpkin seeds and Brazilian nuts, you basically get the yin and yang of boosting testosterone and increasing your semen and libido. Alright? So you want to get those two things, right? But if you can only get one, definitely look for the pumpkin seeds. The pumpkin seeds will do better by themselves than if you just did the Brazilian nuts by themselves. And you don't need a lot of Brazilian nuts. Do like maybe a handful or 2 handfuls of pumpkin seeds, and then get about 4 Brazilian nuts and eat those, right? And do that as many times as you can throughout the week. You just need to do it one time a day, but do it Monday through Friday. Give yourself 2 days off, then come back to it, right? And you don't even need to really give yourself off from that stuff, but give yourself some time off, right? Then you need some type of electrolytes to replenish yourself. Coconut water, watermelon, these things have electrolytes. I would say Gatorade, but that is artificial electrolytes. We want the real deal, all right? So if you could find real deal electrolytes and natural foods, that's what you go for. That's why I'm suggesting what I'm suggesting. I know a lot of people don't like coconut water. You want to get the pink one. You feel me? That's the good one, not the one in the box. I guess you could do that, the one in the box, if you don't have any other options. But the one in the box tastes like battery acid. I'm not really good with that one. I like the yellow one. Tastes like kind of like milk. So you feel me? Alright, so like I said, pumpkin seeds, Brazilian nuts, get you some electrolytes. The body is 90-something% water. It runs on hydration. If you're constantly busting nuts, you're releasing all types of things from your body, and electrolytes is definitely one of them. So when you wondering why you look tired, why you getting this old man saggy paper skin looking on your face and on your body needs to replenish. You're dehydrated, because that will dehydrate you. Alright, let's see what else we got here, right? And y'all gotta give me some time, because I done messed up my notes. Okay, and now what I need you to do is do some type of leg day, right? You could really do any form of workout other than like maybe cardio or something like that. This has to be heavy duty kind of. You got to be putting your body through, and I don't mean super heavy, just like some type of heavy resistance. That's going to help the body grow. But primarily in the legs increase testosterone, and they tell the body to release more growth hormones. In other words, by you completing a leg day, you're basically telling your body, hey, we need more testosterone. The body's like, okay, I see he's lifting heavy. We need to produce more energy. We need to actually produce more testosterone so he's stronger, so he can make these lifts. And ultimately, that's going to speed up the recovery time after you released. All right? So if nothing else, hydrate and make sure you do a leg day. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do nothing else, hydrate and make sure you do a leg day. And again, it don't have to be a leg day, but that's the most beneficial for you, because, you know what I'm saying, legs is the most underrated thing in working out. People skip legs, but legs is your foundation. You got nothing without legs. I don't care how big your upper body is. The legs are the foundation. You need legs. And that's going to help boost your testosterone along with these other things I told you. All right? Moving on. Eliminating the triggers. So I know that's hard for a lot of guys to eliminate triggers. And I understand, because I'm guilty of just minding my business and being sucked in, paused by like shit on social media, seeing, you just scrolling minding your business, and the algorithm is just showing you ass and titties all the time, Instagram models and OnlyFans chicks. And again, I don't have that in my algorithm, because anytime I see it, you feel me, I click not interested, and it's on to the next, you feel me? But every now and then you're gonna see it, right? And these days you go outside, girls have dress anyway, so you're gonna see it. So it's kind of unavoidable. But the key is to reframe, or to kind of minimize as much stimulation, sexual stimulation, as you possibly can, because those are triggers for a lot of people. And they go home and the chick from the grocery store still in their mind, or that one scroll too many and you seen that big booty chick, now you on the hub and you feel. Don't even partake in those things. As soon as you see them, the key is to acknowledge what you're looking at. Oh shoot, oh, okay, they trying to get me. Cause that's how you got to think about it, like it's a game. Like, okay, the algorithm trying to get me. They're trying to see if I'm a fool. The universe is trying to see if I'm serious about the semen retention shit. So this is why you gotta kind of just limit that, because the more you see it, the more tempted you are. You feel me? And obviously, if you're watching this, relapsing has probably been a problem for you. So, you feel me? You want to make sure you don't even pay those no mind, so you can stay on path as long as you can. All right. Now, if you're really strong-minded, sometimes you'll see that and it won't even phase you. You'll get to that point, but we're working up to that, right? You're trying to do 21 days here to form a new habit, right? All right. So we eliminating the triggers. So there's also apps and things of that nature you can download on your phone and your devices that actually prevent you from pulling up explicit content. So go on Google, do your research. They're easy to find, easy to download. There's even some with partner programs where it'll be hypothetically me and you. Let's say we get on this app at the same time. Now, in order to remove that app from the phone, so I can watch explicit content, what I would basically have to do is hit up my partner and say, hey, what's the code? Because we'll have each other's code. And that's the only way we'll be able to actually watch it, as long as that app is on the phone. So that's another good way. If you don't have any self-control, any discipline, that's the key. That's the key right there. So yeah, if you somebody who struggles heavily, you might want to consider doing that. So again, you can't take it off unless that person gives you the code. And obviously you're not gonna want to hit somebody up and say, hey bro, I want to beat off, what's the code to the, like, that's embarrassing. Nobody want to do that, and that's the whole point of that app. So y'all do y'all research. I don't know the name of the app, but I'm sure if you go on Google, you go on ChatGPT, they'll update you, you'll be able to find it. I don't personally use it, but I've heard great things about it. And if I have nothing against it, I just feel like I have enough willpower not to need it. It may be different for you. You gotta understand you. So you feel me? Don't feel too prideful to use it. These are tools. So let's use the tools, you know, anything to get ourselves ahead. And last but not least, because I don't want to make this video too long, I want you to, every time you feel like, okay, because you're making an active decision to beat off, whether you realize it or not. Whether you feel like you're being impulsive and you gotta grab the lotion, or you seen something and you like, yo, fuck it, just one more time. This is what you do. Before you do any of that, understand how you feeling. And then this is what I want you to do. I want you to get up, put this in your phone, put this in your notes, write this down. I want you to, every time you about to touch yourself, watch explicit content, whatever it is, I want you to say to yourself, my name is blank. And say this out loud too. My name is blank. Right now, I am making the active decision to masturbate. Don't sugarcoat it. Say masturbate. I'm making the active decision to touch myself, to masturbate. All right? Because you got to say it out loud just to hear how stupid and effed up it sounds. Right? And then I want you to say, I know that this 15 seconds of pleasure will lead me to, and whatever it's going to lead you to. So make sure you put in that you'll be tired, that you'll be depleted, that you'll be feeling guilty. Make sure you put all that in there. That you're slowly killing yourself. Put all of that in there, because we all guilty of it if we're just releasing our seed all willy-nilly to pixels on the screen. Make sure you put that in there, right? Make sure you list that thing. You list it. Again, you saying this out loud. And then after that, you put, yeah, I'm going to do it anyway. So now you openly hearing how stupid, idiotic, and impulsive you sound, and that you have a lack of self-control. All right? And I'm not just speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to everybody who's ever done this. You feel me? Because it's a habit that we form through lack of self-control and some ignorance, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay, right? And that's not it. I want you to say, despite the fact that I'm sacrificing my future for this momentary pleasure, write that down. Despite the fact that I'm sacrificing my future for this momentary pleasure, then you say, I'm going to do it anyway. I want y'all to say that out loud before y'all grab whatever y'all about to do. I guarantee you that'll snap you out of it, because you'll literally listen to how dumb it sounds and really read it, right? Don't just say the words, I'm actually like, actually read it, and it'll kind of snap you back into reality a little bit. So this is the last one. And then what you could learn from that, okay? So pretty much I just gave y'all everything y'all need to kind of bounce back from a relapse, and then what to do after you relapse, okay? So you need a clean start. That's what you need to do. I know a lot of people tell y'all, as soon as you feel the urge to distract yourself with push-ups and things, that's something you can incorporate right after you say all of these things I told you to say. My name is blank. Right now I'm making the active decision to blank. I know that this 15 seconds of pleasure will lead to your demise and lead to X, Y, and Z and lead to X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. Yet you're going to do it anyway. And despite the fact that you're sacrificing your future, you're going to do it anyway. And then that'll snap you back, bro. But I don't want to make this video too long. I hope this helped. Honestly, this is probably the only video that you really need if you actually fell off and want to get back on track. Am I leaving some stuff out? I'm sure I'll come up with some stuff later, but this will definitely bounce you back, bro. It'll get your testosterone back up there if you're feeling depleted. The main thing, the last thing, is rest. You're just gonna need rest, because that's really all you could do. All the good foods in the world, it's not gonna beat rest and allowing your body to replenish itself. With that being said, yo, I appreciate y'all stopping through. I hope this was helpful. Like and subscribe and comment if you're dealing with these urges. You feel me? We in this together. So we building a community over here. If you know somebody, you know a friend that struggles in that area, send them the video, you know what I'm saying? And thank you for taking the first step to your betterment, alright? And until next time, guys, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.